All right. My brother trying to keep my spirits up while I do my recovery. He reminded me about many years ago the first encounter I had with a bear. And by the way, my brother wants me to do Lou versus Wild. So after this is all done and I recover and everything, for some reason, he says that me in the woods will be the most funniest thing in the universe. But then he grew up with me, so he kind of knows. But I'll give you an example. We were talking about a time when I was a kid, okay, Frank was going to go take one of the guys that he worked with upstate New York to go hunting. It was like the first time this guy was going to go hunting. Now, the guy that was going to go hunting was a guy from the neighborhood. He was like, he was basically old angry black man. That's basically how we just there was no way of describing him. I mean, he was just that. He was an angry human being, and but he wanted to get into hunting because he had like a soul food restaurant in the Upper West Side. He was friends with Frank. They all went to Korea together. But he was just a mean motherfucker. He was just that human being. He used to go to his, let me tell you something, the chicken and fries he used to make, they're unbelievable. Like, for real. He used to make chicken in a box with fries and the other stuff. Like, if a doctor told you, if you ever eat that food again, you'll die, and you walk by his place, you'll be dead. Because it was too fucking good. But he wanted to go hunting to, like, whack some animals. So Frank, said, no problem, he's go hunting, whatever. And one day he tells, me and Benny, he's like, listen, why don't you come up with me? We're gonna go up there, we're gonna go hunting. I'm like, I don't want to go fucking hunting. What the fuck I'm gonna go whack an animal? It's a pizza shop in the corner. So anyway, no big deal. Frank wasn't really asking. It was just one of these things. So at the end of the day, me and Benny, we packed up and we're gonna, go up there. Frank got the truck. And all of a sudden, we see Earl getting in the truck. Now, Earl is just, he's dressed up like the fashion of hunting. The Timberland boots, the khaki pants, the vest. He looked like this was going to be his thing. Some people wanted to play golf. He wanted to go up there and whack deers. So, no big deal. So, back in the days, Frank had I think it was Suburban or something? I guess it was Suburban. It was a Chevy. So we're in the back, Earl's in the front, Frank's there, and we're driving. So me and Benny just minding our business, talking about shit in school, girls, stuff like that, whatever. So we drive all the way upstate, deep upstate, okay? So when we're heading out, Frank tells Benny to make sure that he gets everything that he put on, the bags and stuff like that. And somehow in the process of this, yeah, I got everything. And I thought we did get everything. Like, honestly, we did. I mean, so it was one of these things. This is before LED lighting. So it was already like towards the afternoon, so you couldn't see everything. So Frank takes out his shotgun, and we start heading into like this one area where there's like, you can make camp. And then early the next morning when hunting season start, we start hunting. So on the way there, listen, Earl was an angry motherfucker. I don't need this fucking shit. This fucking deer is gonna get fucked up. Wait till I see this fucking deer. This motherfucker don't know. Like, dude, he's threatening the deer like a valley ahead. Fucking deer's gonna be like, who's this black dude coming into the mountains? All of a sudden, it was just funny because you're just listening to him. Shit, I gotta sleep on the floor. I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker twice. It just wouldn't stop. Now, Earl was the kind of guy that was hilarious because when people used to come into, he was from the South, so he was just one of those kind of like bayou motherfuckers, like from there. But he was up after the Korean War. He went up, he's up in New York because that's where everybody was at, all his people. So as we're walking and stuff like that, he's all angry and we're laughing because the shit he's saying. But it was the same thing he used to say in his shack. We used to have people that used to move in when it was like gentrification. They used to be like, oh my God, this is incredible Southern food. Where did you get the idea to make this this restaurant here? And he was like, oh, fuck you, okay? You come here, you eat your food, get the fuck out of here, okay? I don't want to have a conversation with you. He was that human being. That's why we just called him old angry black dude. We just stopped calling him Earl because it just made no sense. He had thick glasses too. So he looked like, I don't know, like GQ Elmer Fudd with thick glasses. And he's a little bit heavy set. So we're walking and stuff like that. And what's funny about it is, as we're walking, we get to the camp area. I've been there like 2 years before, so I'm like, all right. So we set up our tent. Me and Benny got one tent. Earl had his own tent. Frank was gonna have his own tent, whatever. We set it up. We built this big campfire. We get a bunch of wood and stuff like that. So we're set. We're done. We even had some food because Earl brought some food, so it was like done. We were eating. I was happy as hell. I was like, is there any more biscuits in there? It was that kind of stuff. So I was happy as hell, and it was time to go to sleep. Tomorrow we're gonna go whack a deer. You know, manslaughter. I'm not murdering him, but I'm associated with them. All of a sudden, Frank goes, fucking shit. You know, you don't hear Frank curse a lot. When I think he's like, fucking shit. I left the fucking hunting tags in the truck. So I was like, oh shit, baby. It was one of the things that Benny left out. So he's like, shit, I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. We're not gonna be able to go hunting the next morning because you need to have the hunting tags. You know, you can't be hunting season without the hunting permit. So he's like, listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the truck. When I get to the truck, I'm just gonna sleep a couple of hours in the truck and then I'm gonna come back. So I was like, all right. So all of a sudden, you know, he's taking the shotgun with him. And Benny's like, why are you taking the rifle for? He's like, you can't have it here unless you got a hunting permit. You can't have a firearm on hunting deer. You know, if the game warden comes over and expects the camp, you have a firearm. You can't. You got to take it with me, and I got to bring it back. So now we're in this camp. We got no pistola, no gun, no rifle, no nothing. Okay, we don't even have a pointy rock. But no big deal. We're not thinking about anything like that. Whatever. So Frank disappears into the nighttime like the Chinese assassin. So we're like, bye. Anyway, I was mashed potato, biscuit, chicken. I was corn on the cob. I was happy as hell. I will participate in vaporizing a deer the next day, no problem. So I go to the tent. Benny, go to sleep, and I was like, all right, little motherfuckers, go to sleep. Tomorrow we'll take this shit taken care of. We'll get this fucking deer, get the fuck out of the mountains. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. Bye, angry black man. So I'm in the tent like that, sleeping. That was the best chicken ever in my life. About 3 o'clock in the morning, this is when it first hit me. I start to hear like on the other side of the tent. Now I didn't really think anything about it. I thought I was hallucinating, you know, whatever. But it's like that kind of stuff. But at a certain point, I start to feel like something moving the side of the wall of the tent, the nylon. I'm like, the fuck is that? So I hit over to Benny, and Benny's like, what? It took him like 2 seconds to hear, and he was like, we had one of those like, one of those kind of things. So we were there frozen like 2 transmifrodates. We weren't gonna move anywhere. Forget it. We knew it was a fucking bear. We knew it was a bear. We knew it. It was like any moment, it was like I said, we're over. He smelled the biscuits in my blood. He's gonna come in and take us out. The bear can tell me to suck his dick. He would have probably won that battle. Also, I was too frozen and too full to fight. So that bear would have done the popcorn. He would have sent me pictures and whatever. Anyway, so all of a sudden, like we hear Earl go, "What the fuck? What you doing here?" So we're like, "Oh shit, Earl's gonna save us." So all of a sudden, I don't know how Earl like understood whatever was happening, but I got to retrace a couple of steps back. Before Frank left, he was like, "Don't worry about it. I got the shine. Whatever. You're with Earl. He'll take care of you. He's like a battle tank. Nothing to kill that motherfucker. Satan don't stand a chance against him." And we're looking at this big, chubby, you know, older black dude, whatever, thick glasses, wearing Timberlands and stuff like that. And we're like, yeah, okay. Didn't know that back in Korea, like Earl was like, you know, Black Rambo. He vaporized a lot of fucking lo mein eating motherfuckers. But anyway, so all of a sudden, you hear Earl, "Motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking teach you." Fucking bear's like, oh shit, where does this black dude come from? All of a sudden they get into, we don't know what's going on. We're inside the tent like that, like little fags, like, all of a sudden, we're hearing, boom, oh, I'll teach you, motherfucker. Oh, try to bite my leg, motherfucker, right? It was that kind of stuff. It was a brawl. It was out there. They were fighting. And we would sound like, "Dear Jesus, help Earl kill the bear." So anyway, this shit went on for a while. We heard brushes moving, all kinds of stuff. Every now and then you hear the bear go, I was like, oh. So anyway, at a certain point, the battle outside got quiet. So we were like, okay, everything's done. Whatever, we were praying that, Earl killed the bear or the bear ran away, not the other way around. So all of a sudden, we hit our tent zipper. It had two zippers. It had one zipper was the main fly for the rain and wind, and another one that was like for the mosquitoes. So we zipped up both to not let the wind come in. All of a sudden, we hear one zipper start to open. And Benny's holding on to the other zipper like, who is it? For your heart, like, like that. And all of a sudden, as the half of the other zipper starts, and Earl, he like pokes his head through. We couldn't really see anything. Half of the fire or whatever. And he's like, yo fellas, come out. Come on, he's coming back. He said he's coming back. He wants us to go out there. Zip, we close that shit on Earl like that. Fight, Earl. Fight, we're all gonna die. All of a sudden we're burn. Fucking Earl's like, you motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you motherfucker now. All of a sudden we see the fire outside get really big. For some reason it was like the tent like illuminated. And we could see like Earl like fighting this thing. It looked like a horse. He was fighting, he was hitting it with a log or something, whatever. The battle went on. All of a sudden, we heard nothing. We heard no bear and no Earl. And we was like, we didn't know what the fuck was going on. So we stood in there because we ain't going out in the darkness. Fuck that. If it killed Earl, what would it do to us? We're all slow. We had too many biscuits that night. So anyway, as the sun was coming up, we could see it like light up the tent wall. We were like, Frank, please come back. So anyway, Frank still hadn't come back. So at a certain point, curiosity was like, me and Benny like, yo, what if Earl's out there? He's hurt. Man, I was like, if he's hurt by the bear, what the fuck is gonna happen to us? So we thought to ourselves, all right, let's go check and see what's going on. So we did that zipper. It was the most slowest zipper in the world. It looked like, it was like everything click, 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 click. There's your shade. All of a sudden, when we look outside, we see Earl laid out, like one Timberland off, his vest, his down vest, like half of it is like inflated, the other one's deflated because they like had tear marks. Like Earl fought this bear to the death. The bear wasn't even there no more. So all of a sudden we stick our head out like, is the bear out here? So anyway, we get out, we go over to Earl and we're like, Earl, you alive? He's like, you motherfuckers didn't come out to fight the bear. We're like, Earl, not for nothing, look what he did to you. Like, dog, it's okay. It's okay. Frank will come back, we'll take you to a hospital. Fucking Earl is like, we ain't going to no hospital. Once Frankie comes back, I'm gonna take that shotgun and I'm gonna find that bear. Like, oh shit, now we're in a vengeance mission. So no joke, like about 40 minutes later, Frank comes back and obviously sees what's going on. Earl's all wild. Earl looked like he'd been in K-Shon. Like he fought this bear and he tells Frank, we ain't killing no deer. That bear's out there. I heard him, Frank. I heard him. I'm like, how did you hurt the bear? Like for real, like we're thinking to myself, like, what, did you bite him or something? He took a rock from like the fire and did like caveman shit to the fucking bear. So anyway, Frank was like, yeah, we'll kill him. We'll kill him. He came into a campsite. Yeah, we gotta kill him. All of a sudden, we're like, now we're gonna go down and kill this bear. So no joke, we start looking around and where this bear, and no joke, Frank found this fucking bear. This bear was knocked out. He was like that. I should have ate the biscuits instead. He was out. This motherfucker was like 2 heartbeats away from like just being, no joke. Earl killed a fucking like it must have been like a 600 fucking pound black bear. Like this was the biggest bear I've ever seen in the world. So obviously not to get in trouble or anything like that, and we're not hunting the bear and technically explaining how the bear got hit by rocks. We had to bury the bear. So you can't really move an 600 pound bear. You can't. You know, I was thinking to myself, this bear had a fucking head like that. This kind of, it was like, you know, we never found Earl's Timberland, the other one on the left foot. So he had to limp back. No joke. What Frank said about him, he was like a tank. Like he fucking rocked this kid. He fucked him up. He had like brain damage. He don't know how to count 2 + 2 + whatever. This was gone. This fucking bear, we were like covering him up with like rocks. We're like, that's fucked up. Mr. Bear, you should have never came into the campsite. I would have given you a biscuit. So once we covered up this bear, you know, we thought we were gonna be leaving and stuff like that. But obviously Earl wanted to get the deer. Like, no joke. So with his sock, no other Timberland, we don't even know where it went. His claw, like, not claw, I think it was like bit or scrap, whatever. His vest, it was all fucking crazy. They did find a deer later on that day. And I was laughing because as they're waiting for the deer to come in the site, because in New York State you had to shoot with rifle shotgun slugs because of the homes in proximity. All of a sudden, not where we were at, there was nobody there. But all of a sudden the deer's coming, there's a big fucking deer. Big deer. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it's the deer. Run for your life. We just buried a bear. It was like that kind of stuff. And I laugh because, you know, we whacked the deer, we fucking Benihanaed them up, you know, took them back to the camp, got everything ready, you know, went down to the Suburban, you know, put the deer in the back, whatever. And I was laughing because we went back to the neighborhood and a lot of the guys that were there were like, yo, I was out in the mountains, whatever. So Earl was a funny dude. He was like, I fought me a bear and killed that motherfucker with a rock. No, I was laughing because people are like, no, you didn't. Also, we showed like, yeah, he fucking fought the bear all night long. Earl was a fucking legend. He was a fucking legend. The fact that he went up there and he fought a bear with his bare hands. Now, let me tell you something. It was funny because Earl stood there till he retired with his chicken shack on Amsterdam, 99th Street. Southern food and everything. And I always used to laugh because when there was new guys in the neighborhood that wanted to go fuck around with stores and stuff, I said, yo, don't fuck around with Earl. The first thing that came to my mind, that motherfucker killed the bear with his bare hands. But nobody believed that story. Nobody believed the story that he killed he whacked him. I guess he hit him in the head with a rock or something like that. AT&T, how can I help you? That kind of stuff. So just wanted to tell you the idea of me doing Lou versus Wild, me being back in a tent in bear country, like for real, I'm gonna have to summon the old angry black dude in me again because that was traumatizing. Like, no joke. Especially when we thought he was eating Earl. I was like, oh shit, he's coming for us. We're the biscuits. Stop. That's fucked up. Love you, motherfuckers. I never looked at Smokey the Bear the same way again. Giant love. See you in the morning.